Maybe it is too late, but it's still worth taking the risk. You see, you must restart, reset, start over. And I understand why people often don't want to restart or reset, because maybe they want to go for another job. Maybe they want to change their career path. Maybe they want to change their idea of a business model. Maybe they want to change something. However, if you don't restart, if you don't reset, you'll never ever know. And maybe we might have this fear of it's too late. It will never work. I don't want to take a lower cut. I don't want to take a lower salary. I don't want to restart because then I'm starting from the bottom. But would you rather stay where you are, exactly where you are forever? Or would you rather start over and see where your life takes you? Life is too short to stay the same, but life is too short to also not change it. Not also change your future towards a different outcome. If you're not happy where you are, why stay? Why are you going to stay for something because you're settling for something good? You can't settle for good. You must settle for greatness. Another thing is, you gotta think long term. Don't think about the things that are gonna happen today or tomorrow. Don't think about the things that you're gonna have to sacrifice. Think about long term. Why do you want to restart? Why do you want to reset? Oh, I want to restart because I'll have a better future with this job career. Oh, I want to restart because this is a better business idea. Oh, I want to restart because this is a better idea. Knowing this is about the future. When you have a dream, when you have a goal in mind, you can't think about the present. You have to think about the outcome. You have to think about everything good that will happen when you get there. If you constantly think about all the bad things that will happen now, you'll never start. You'll always constantly keep making excuses of saying it's too late, I can't do this, I'm too afraid, I'm too weak. You're not. None of this is true. This is self-negative talk that you can't have amongst yourself. And we often have this because of the reason of that. Not taking the leap. Not taking the change and the fear of just restarting. Listen, there are so many times where I have to restart in my life. Do I want to? No. Do I want to make these sacrifices? No. But I know in the future I'll thank myself later on. And if I don't do this today, when will I do it? I'll do it never. And if I don't do it, I'll stay where I am today. And that's my biggest fear, staying exactly where I am. So let that be more of a fear than you not actually just making the sacrifice. Fear of never doing it. Another thing is sacrifice, it sucks. I understand. We often have to sacrifice our time, our money, and having these type of sacrifice is very annoying. So truly a burden in our life. Nobody wants to make a sacrifice, but however, you can't not make a sacrifice and not have a better future. There's always going to be something to pay. They always say, there's always a consequence behind any action, good or bad. And unfortunately, this is the reality truth. Unfortunately, there's always a price that we have to pay on any good action or bad action. It's just how the world really revolves on what we do. And knowing this is that if you do stay, you still pay the consequences. If you do start over and reset, you pay the consequences of taking the sacrifice of potentially a lower pay, potentially getting a lower salary, potentially not being able to find what you're looking for at that very moment, at that very second. But later on, as you keep going, as you keep trying more and more ideas, it will eventually work. But you have to start. That's it. And not even this, but it's never too late. You have to ask yourself, am I really making and taking enough risks? And if you're not, and you're constantly thinking it's too late, it's not. You could be 50 years old and you want to change your career path, so be it. Nobody's going to tell you otherwise. Well, what does it matter if you have to change your career wise? The guy at KFC, the CEO of KFC, he started up KFC at 65 years old and then became a billionaire. And I understand that's a very long time. I'm not saying at 65 years old start a franchise of selling chicken, but I'm saying is that if he can do it at that age, you could do it at 50, you could do it at 40, you could do it at 30. It doesn't matter. It's like they say also is that if you didn't make it in your 20s, you make it in your 30s. If you didn't make it in your 30s, you make it in your 40s, so on and so forth. Life is too short to just keep dwelling on what you didn't get. Life is too short to dwell on what didn't work out. You see, if we keep dwelling on things and failures and things that haven't worked out for us, you'll constantly keep staying in the same exact spot. You'll never move. If anything, you're just living in the past. And this past is often upon our risk taking. You have to take a risk and take the leap of faith. Because fate is what we live for. Fate is the hope that we drive for on the negative feedback in our life. On the negative things that get thrown at us in life. So understanding this is the fact that take the risks. Do what you gotta do. life is too short to not take that risk. If you have an opportunity hitting on your table right now and they say you got to go all in, do it. Of course, think about it. Don't just go for it and then regret it. But think about the outcome. Think about what you have to do or why you want to take this risk. Is this something that you're living for? Is this something that is striving for you that like, oh man, I got to take this risk. I got to do it because this is what I want to do. Talk about it with your partner. Talk about it with your friends and family. But remember, at the end of the day, nobody can make the choice but you. Nobody can do that until you say yes. I often hear that you should say yes more often. And this is something I've been very guilty of, as I don't really say yes to a lot of things sometimes. But the more you say yes, the more opportunities will come to you. And the more opportunities that come to you, the more risks that you can take to lead to a better future. And knowing this overall risk taking is that I don't mean go gambling. I don't mean go all in on a poker match. I don't mean go all in on option trading or day trading. This is not what I mean by risk taking. Yes, I understand sometimes, high risk, high reward. And if that's someone that you want to be, if that's something that you do, then go for it. But what I mean by taking risks is changing a different career path, changing a different business idea, trying again, moving back to your hometown and just saving more money to move somewhere else. Do what you want to do. This is exactly what I mean by risk taking. Of course, gambling, that's like a whole different story. This is not what I'm really referring to. But of course, that also ties a little to it, because sometimes people will take the risk on playing the lotto or gambling on the poker match or just day trading and hoping that they can make millions or thousands. And yes, some people have got lucky. But I'm talking about the risks and otherwise of changing your life towards a different career path, changing your life to go into a different school, changing your life that you have to restart, reset, sacrifice a small thing to make a difference. That's what I'm talking about. But that's going to be it for today's video. Thanks for watching, guys. I will see you guys tomorrow. Anyway, have a good one and peace.